The early morning air in the small town of Middleton was always crisp and cool. Jack stood outside his modest little house, looking at the rising sun. Today was the day everything would change. He was moving his family to London, the big city, to chase a better life. Middleton had always been his home, but it offered no future for his family. As he looked back at the only place he had ever known, Jack felt a mix of excitement and fear. His wife, Sarah, and their 2 children, Tom, his quiet son with big dreams, and Anna, his lively daughter who always stood by his side, were all packed and ready. London was a place of bright lights, endless opportunities, and the promise of success. But as soon as they arrived, reality hit hard. The city was loud, crowded, and fast. Finding a decent job was tougher than he had thought. For the first few weeks, Jack went from one place to another, knocking on doors, talking to shop owners, and visiting construction sites, anything to find a job. But no one wanted to hire an inexperienced man from a small town. The family's savings started to shrink. Soon they struggled to afford even the basic necessities. Jack's confidence began to falter, and his heart ached every time he saw the worried look on Sarah's face or heard Tom's stomach grumble with hunger. He couldn't stand the thought of failing his family. One evening, as he walked back to their tiny apartment with nothing but rejection, he heard his daughter's voice calling him. "Dad, don't give up," she said, her eyes full of hope and determination. Anna was only 12, but she had a strength beyond her years. "We came here to have a better life, and we will." Jack managed a small smile for her, but inside he felt broken. Days turned into weeks, and Jack found himself doing odd jobs, cleaning tables at a cafe, delivering newspapers, and even unloading trucks. But it was never enough. One cold night he sat with Sarah after the children had gone to sleep. "I'm failing them," he whispered, his voice heavy with guilt. "We were better off in Middleton." Sarah placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "No, we weren't. You took a chance because you wanted more for us. We just need to keep pushing forward." But Jack couldn't see a way out. He was tired, beaten, and desperate. One rainy morning, as Jack stood outside a small shop, soaking wet and shivering, he was approached by an older man. "You look like you've seen better days," the stranger said with a kind smile. Jack nodded silently. The man introduced himself as Mr. Turner, a retired businessman. For some reason, Jack found himself pouring out his troubles to this stranger, the struggle to find work, the hunger in his children's eyes, and his fear of failing. Mr. Turner listened quietly, then said, "Come with me. I know how hard it can be when you're new to the city. Maybe I can help." Jack followed him, unsure what to expect. Mr. Turner took him to a small workshop at the back of an old building. Inside, people were busy making simple wooden crafts and selling them at local markets. "It's not much," Mr. Turner said, "but it's an honest business. I started this workshop to help people like you. If you're willing to learn, I can teach you how to run something like this, on your own." Jack's heart leapt. For the first time in months, he felt a glimmer of hope. He worked day and night, learning every aspect of the business, how to make the crafts, find buyers, and manage sales. Slowly, he saved enough money to start a small stall of his own. His stall sold simple handmade items at first, but Jack's dedication made it grow. Anna was always by his side, helping him with ideas and organizing the stall. Her enthusiasm was contagious, and soon their little business began to draw more customers. They added new products, personalized crafts, and even started taking orders for special occasions. Jack's business grew slowly but steadily. One evening, Jack sat down with Tom. "I know this isn't what you wanted, son, but this business is helping us survive. Maybe you could help out a little." Tom looked up at his father, then shook his head. "Dad, I want to be a doctor, not a businessman." Jack felt a pang of disappointment but nodded in understanding. "I get it, Tom. Follow your dreams. I'll support you however I can." Meanwhile, Anna became more and more involved. She handled customers with ease, made suggestions for new products, and even managed some of the finances. Soon, people in the market started referring to Jack's stall as Jack and Anna's Crafts. Every time someone praised Anna, Jack's heart swelled with pride. She was his rock, his partner in this journey. But while Anna thrived, Tom grew distant. He saw how his father and sister worked together and felt out of place. "Why can't you see that I don't want this life?" he shouted one day during an argument. "I want to help people, save lives, not sell crafts." Jack's face fell. "Tom, I'm trying to build something for us, for our future. But if being a doctor is your dream, then go for it. I'll support you." The business continued to expand. With Anna's sharp mind and Jack's hard work, they soon moved from a small stall to a larger store. Jack became known as one of the most successful small business owners in that part of the city. He could finally provide a comfortable life for his family, but his relationship with Tom continued to strain. Years passed, and Tom grew more resentful of the business. He couldn't understand why his father had chosen this path over supporting his ambitions. Jack, on the other hand, couldn't understand why Tom refused to appreciate all the sacrifices made to build a stable life. The tension between them only grew. One night, Tom stormed out of the house after yet another argument. Jack sat in silence, his heart heavy. "Why does he hate me so much?" he whispered. Anna, now a young woman, placed a hand on his shoulder. "Dad, he doesn't hate you. He just wants to be something different. He feels like he's not a part of this world you built." Jack sighed deeply. "But I built it for him too, for all of us." Anna shook her head gently. "No, Dad. You and I built this together. This business is our dream, not his. Let him find his own way." Jack stared at his daughter, realizing how much she had grown. She wasn't just his helper, she was his partner, his right hand in every step of the journey. He took a deep breath. "Maybe I've been too focused on this business," he admitted. The next day, Jack approached Tom. "Son, I've been unfair. I've pushed you too hard into something you don't want. I don't want us to be like this." Tom looked at his father, his eyes wary but curious. "What do you mean?" "I want you to pursue your dream. If you want to become a doctor, then do it. I'll fund your studies no matter what it takes. I don't want to lose you over this business." Tom was stunned. For the first time, he saw the pain in his father's eyes, the fear of losing his son. Slowly, the resentment melted away. "You'd really support me?" he asked quietly. Jack nodded. "Yes. Just promise me you'll work as hard for your dreams as I did for ours." From that day forward, their relationship began to heal. Tom started studying to become a doctor, and Jack and Anna continued to expand the business. They opened more stores and started supplying to other parts of the city. Jack became a well-known figure in the business community, but he always made time for Tom's achievements. Every good grade, every milestone in Tom's journey, Jack celebrated as if it were his own. Years later, Tom finally graduated as a doctor. On the day of his graduation, Jack sat in the audience with tears in his eyes. "You did it, son. You really did it," he whispered. Tom approached his father after the ceremony. "Dad, I couldn't have done it without your support." Jack shook his head. "No, Tom. This is your success. You worked for it. I'm just proud to be your father." As the family gathered to celebrate, Jack looked around and realized that despite all the ups and downs, they had made it through together. His business was thriving. Anna was running it by his side, and Tom had become the doctor he always wanted to be. They were happy, not because of their wealth, but because they had found a way to honor each other's dreams. In the end, Jack's journey wasn't just about building a business, it was about building a family that could stand together through anything. He had come to the city with nothing but hope and left a legacy of perseverance, love, and understanding, and that he knew was the true measure of success.